almost 5 years since the last attack by the East Area Rapist. At this time, police have still not linked all the crimes to one man, but hopefully his terrifying crime spree is over for good.
Was he incarcerated? Was he overseas? Was he out of the country? I don't know. What was he doing, you know? And we've done a lot to try to figure out where he was or what he was doing during that time.
But any hopes that he is out of business are dashed the day he crosses paths with 18-year-old Janelle Cruz.
She was vibrant, vivacious, outgoing, beautiful. Everyone that knew her loved her.
We were like sidekicks. We were always together. We did everything together.
Janelle's 17-year-old best friend and sister was the first in her family to get the terrible news while on a skiing vacation.
I got a phone call saying that my sister had been killed. She was home alone, and somebody came in and brutally raped and killed her. From what I was told was she was getting ready for bed, and she could have been in the bathroom when she was first attacked, but they did find her in her room on the bed.
I believe at that point, he saw Janelle, and that was a case that he couldn't help himself, and he decided he had to go and kill her.
It's a very rare personality type. It makes me emotional thinking about her because her sister's the same way, and I talk to her sister every week on the phone.
Both Michelle Cruz and Debbie Domingo, whose mother, Sherry, was earlier murdered by the East Area Rapist, chat regularly online, but have never met in person until Crime Watch Daily brought them together.
Oh my goodness.
We did. We managed to get in the same place at the same time.
Take a breath, Curly. Take a breath.
I came out of that darkness and just really started looking a little bit deeper into the case, putting myself out there, trying to get more people aware of the case.
This year is pretty exciting.
Yeah.
I really feel like we're getting somewhere.
The Janelle Cruz killing is the last known attack by the East Area Rapist to this day. But a solid team of detectives all over California are still working hard to catch him, dead or alive.
What we have to ask ourselves is where the East Area Rapist would be today. If you look on pure statistics alone, a male of his age, purely statistically, would be alive. We're looking at a male between 5'8", 6 foot tall, and we know that he probably had light-colored eyes.
My sweet spot for his age range is roughly about 65 to the early 70s.
Do you think he's still in California?
I think he very possibly is. I think he very possibly is still in Sacramento.
Really?
I do.
The clues to his identity are few. He never left a single fingerprint, and none of the surviving victims can provide a physical description of the masked assailant, except for one very small detail we found in the case books. And for lack of a better way to say it,
Extremely small penis, it says on the report.
It does. They all describe him having an extremely small penis.
victim Jane Carson Sandler, one of his earliest victims, confirms that detail.
It was very small. Maybe that was part of his psychological hang-up.
It's something about the rapist that proves to be therapeutic for his surviving victims when they gather for mutual support.
And we all sat around the table, and some of us cried, some of us were in shock, some of us laughed.
But not Carol Daly. She picked up the phone and called doctors' offices.
We went to a doctor to see if there was a condition of kind of an infantile penis, patients that they might see. And they do, in fact, have patients like that.
And there is yet another crucial development in identifying the East Area Rapist that has come to the forefront in recent years. And this could actually be big. Thanks to the modern-day use of DNA evidence, the sperm of the attacker recovered from his victims shows that all the rapes and murders once thought to be the work of several men are now linked to one lone monster.
They don't get connected until 10 years after his last known crime. DNA then was able to make that connection between Northern and Southern California.
It's a massive step forward in solving who did it.
He didn't know about DNA, and that's what is going to probably do him in. At some point, we're going to find him. There have been some suspects that I've developed, and I think I've got the guy. And sometimes I've spent several years trying to track the guy down to get his DNA, thinking I've got him, and then the DNA results come back, and it's not him.
But cops are far from giving up the hunt, and they can use any help they can get from the public.
Was there something was somewhat odd, right? Something struck an individual odd. Did somebody find something that was a number of these types of trinkets that matched the kinds of items he took from his victims? Probably one of the most easily recognizable would be Lycoming College class ring.
And now the FBI has recently signed on to the case, offering a $50,000 reward.
Somebody knows this guy's name.
And maybe then, it's the East Area Rapist who will need protection from the victims he once tormented.
What do you need to say to him?
Well, had it been right after my rape, and I too would have a knife in my hand, and then I would blindfold him, and then I would unzip his trousers, and then I wouldn't hurt him. All I wanted him to know was fear.